Welcome back to All Things ETH. My name is Aaron, and on this channel we talk about all things Ethereum. We talk about projects, NFTs, play to earn, DeFi, and price. And today we're live right now. We are talking about DeFi on the DeFi Livestream every Tuesday and Thursday, roughly 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Try to get on here right at 3:30, but sometimes it's closer to 4, just depending on the schedule. But guys, we have so much. There's so much going on today. It's insane. So before I get going, feel free to leave some comments in the chat, guys. I'd love to answer your questions. I'm going to jump on YouTube on my phone, make sure I'm available to watch everybody's chats. So I'm going to go to my channel, I'm going to go to lives, and I'm going to click on it. So anytime you guys comment, I'll see it over here on my phone. And please come on and join me. I'm going to wait a little bit as we wait for people to show up on the live. So, all right. For those of you who are watching after the fact, lots has gone on. So let's jump into my screen. First and foremost, this is a big one for me, as I have been talking about ETH LSDs. Yesterday, we got some news from a rumor from the CEO of Coinbase talking about the SEC possibly shutting down ETH staking. Well, that was not entirely confirmed, but the SEC today, Gary Gensler himself tweeted out that Kraken in particular will be shutting down all of its staking as a service because it is, well, some people are saying it's considered a security. Gary Gensler in particular says that they have not properly disclosed safeguards and required documents by the laws of the United States. So they are getting shut down as far as their, I'm not sure if the exchange itself or the, it says unregistered sale of securities through its staking as a service program. So stopping the staking as a service program as of right now. Thankfully, I haven't seen any big issues with the price of CBETH, although I did tweet out a minute ago that CBETH and WETH on Uniswap has got the highest it's got the highest rewards right now. So I just put it out. Let's go to my tweets. Just put this out a minute ago. All right, so yeah, top ETH LSD pools today, 73% on Uniswap. If you're swapping you're pooling CBETH to wrapped ETH, that's the Coinbase ETH. So a lot of people look like they're trying to get out of it right now. And I might show you how you could do that. I might move some of my Coinbase ETH off of Coinbase today. So I might do that later in the episode. So stick around for that. Other news, huge news, optimism. Airdrop number 2. Crazy. OP drop 2 happened. They dropped like something like $30 million. Had somebody else up here a second ago. Yes. 30 million USD to 300,000 addresses are eligible. Who is eligible? Governance participation was an important factor in the airdrop. So if you delegated your OP tokens to for someone to use for governance, you were dropped tokens. If you spent more than like $6 in gas fees, you got some OP tokens returned to you. And there was one other factor. If I go to Optimism's press release, addresses that spent more than $6.10 on gas since March 25th, 2022, got some OP tokens as well. I don't know if it's just to cover gas or if it was a decent airdrop there. I haven't heard any numbers yet. Who's gotten it? I haven't received any. I think I've spent more than $6 on gas, so I should get something, but we'll see. I'll let you know on the next airdrop or in the next live stream if I do collect something. Be sure to check your DBank or your Zerion to see if you get any notifications, because it's going straight to your wallet. It's not, you don't have to go pick it up. You don't have to claim it. It's something you just get airdrops to your wallet. So heads up there. Huge news. Other huge news. This one, let's see. This one's cool. This thread is awesome. Check it out. DeFi particularly talking about MakerDAO is announced its Spark protocol. It is going to be competing more directly with Aave. There's some interesting comments about how Aave and Maker used to be more helpers of each other, and now they're more competitors. And not only will we have Maker die, but we're going to soon have ETH die, which is explained down here a little bit, which could be pretty significant factor. It said they're getting into LSD, a liquid staking derivative for ETH, similar to Frax ETH, and this is going to make it possible for staking rewards, possibly within Maker, but also for lending in particular. There's going to be more opportunities for ETH holders to borrow, to change out for ETH DAI or lend ETH for ETH DAI and make some lending there. Pretty cool. Check that thread out. Make sure you're following Ignis. DeFi research is his game. He's got all kinds of stuff that he shows here, and make sure to follow him. So, is the following working? The following is working again on Twitter. Thank you, Jesus. All right, other news. Vela exchange is going into public beta. I'm hoping that it's working now, because I was hoping that it would be working for this live stream, because I'm going to be trying it out. So let's give it a shot. See if it's connected up now. Still showing that it isn't quite open. February 9th is today, and it hasn't given us access. So I'll try back later on that one. Other huge news, and this one's probably the one that I'm most excited about, because I haven't been in Optimism long enough really to get a lot of airdrop. I've been farming Arbitrum more, knowing that Optimism already airdropped. Most of my DeFi plays were in ETH on mainnet, while over the last year and a half, I spent a lot of time in Ribbon, in particular. And then now I'm really diving deep into airdrops, ZK Sync, ZK Money. Did a video this morning, so check that out, about how to stake your ETH in ZK Money. I think ZK Money could blow up because of the privacy layer. We could see people moving a lot of Ethereum there and then staking their Lido, depending on what Gary Gensler says about things like Lido. Rocket Pool could be in trouble. Not going to put it out there yet, but these entities that are providing, staking rewards could be tough for either the U.S. citizens to access them. Could be tough for them to stay consistent if they're based in the U.S. Obviously, Rocket Pool is quite decentralized, so I'm not too worried about that. But Frax, I don't think, is based in the U.S., although I could be wrong on that. So a lot could be at stake. Coinbase, in particular, because it's so well defined as a, it's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. It's very likely that they're going to be okay. Now, we're not sure yet, and because the CEO of Coinbase put that information out there, who knows what Gary Gensler could be trying to do. And I do hope that he gets a little bit of pushback, to be honest with you. We don't know yet what's going on with that. There's apparently the XRP case could be wrapping up, and there could be an announcement about that, and that could give us some guidelines on how to move forward with with crypto assets in particular. If they're going to regulate harder, I do think we're going to see Bitcoin and Ethereum stay as commodities, but we could see a lot of altcoins go into security state and be a little bit more regulated. So we'll see what happens there. That means regulation really means that guys, that we'll see more people or more companies have to file regulatory filings and be compliant with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. They'll be taxed differently, I'm sure. Taxes on securities are different, obviously, in the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., man, God bless you. Anyway, if you're joining me on the live stream, please put any comments that you might have, any questions that you might have about the topics that I'm talking about. And next to move on to, so let me try Vela one more time before we move on too quickly. It's February 9th, guys. Let's open it up. I mean, what's the holdup? All right. The number one thing I am most excited about, and let's go into Discord for this. Going to Sentiment, because Sentiment dropped this. I didn't even know this was coming. I just bought GLP a couple days ago. I believe it was either on the live stream or right after. I traded in an ETH for GLP. So if you don't know what GLP is, let's go into GMX real quick. So GMX, seeing a little bit lower on the Ethereum price right now. That's awesome. Actually, for me, I was longing Ethereum inside of GMX in the trade section a couple days ago. Wrote it from roughly 1632 up to about 1655, 1660, somewhere in there, and sold for a very minor profit. I was just playing around with the interface here, really, but also had some I'm borrowing over in let's go to Arbitrum. Borrowing over in Sentiment, $1,600 worth of USDC, and I have ETH as collateral, a wrap staked ETH to be sure. And is it gonna let me? So I sold for a profit of $80 on that trade. I got in at, I don't know, $15.80, sold about $16.60, and paid about $80 back to my balance inside of Sentiment. I'm not going to swap right now, so I want to go to my account. Yeah, so I initially borrowed 1,600 USDC. I paid 80 of it back to land back at 1,600. I made up to 1,680 on the price of ETH going that high. I have, $1,466 worth of collateral, or $1,700 worth of collateral, rather. Actually, sorry, almost $1,500 worth of collateral in wrap stake ETH here. Borrowed 1,600 in USDC, bought some wrapped ETH, rode that from 1580 up to 1660, and sold for a profit of $80 and paid back that profit to my USDC debt. And just going to be doing that throughout the whenever the price of ETH drops, I'm going to trade out a little bit of this USDC for wrapped ETH and hopefully watch the price go back up. But there's a somewhat of a degen play. It's not too risky. to be honest. But this is one way that you can trade Ethereum in particular, and make it. I kind of see this as I come from a background of trading options. It's kind of similar, where I'm basically kind of selling puts and hoping the price hits. And so what is really happening is I have collateralized wrap staked ETH. I'm buying USDC, or I'm borrowing USDC, which the price of that is not going to change, right? I mean, it will relative to other world currencies, but when ETH goes up, I'll sell for profit. When ETH comes down, I'll buy it back and write it back and forth. Instead of borrowing more ETH to just hold and wait, I'm trading back and forth, right? So that's my current strategy as far as a little bit of DeFi here. Mostly I'm staking and I'm pooling, but I'm having fun with Sentiment. Sentiment does not have a coin yet. Fees are getting generated within this. Obviously, there's borrow, repay. There's liquidations potentially. I'm sure we could get into analytics of this if I really wanted to. I'm sure they've got some sort of dashboard that we could look at. But pretty new protocol as far as things go. Only on Arbitrum, and it's been a fun place, similar to Aave, as far as borrowing and this sort of things goes. So it's only 2% right now APY to borrow USDC. It's a pretty low borrow rate, so I'm pretty happy to be borrowing it. So okay, back to GMX. I found out on Discord that GLP is going to be tokenized. This is huge, guys. And then on top of it, Sentiment is going to make it available inside of its platform to be able to be borrowed. So or as an asset that you can borrow or purchase or swap. So what's amazing about that is GMX, if you go to their dashboard, you can, earn. You can buy GLP. So GLP makes 20% currently, and this is APRs from trading fees. So liquidations, trading fees in general, 20% of 20% is the APR. I believe it's something like 70% of the fees are going to GLP holders, where GMX has ETH APR and then escrow GMX APR. So this is more of a token for the protocol, where GLP is actually tokenized version of several assets. So when you get GLP, you're getting a bunch of different assets. In fact, I can show you. I think I'm gonna look in Zerion here. So let's go to explore, no, overview. We're going to close that so you don't see everything. I'm going to go to GMX. So GMX, I'm gonna unclose, yeah, if we're close enough here. There's my balance, so there you get to see it. Obviously that doesn't include things on Coinbase or other wallets, or even ZK.money. Aztec Finance doesn't show up here, but GMX, when you buy GLP, you get all these tokens. So it's about 50% stables and 50% crypto. So with the majority of it being the crypto side being wrapped Ether and BTC, and then you get a little bit of Tether, or sorry, Chainlink, and I believe there's a couple other assets in here too. Yeah, Uniswap, and then Magic Internet Money is a stable. So the crypto, you know, obviously the assets that change in price are the Chainlink, the Uniswap, the wrapped Bitcoin, and the wrapped Ether. But it's 50-50 basically between the crypto and the stables. So you get a really good, healthy balance of the two. So the price fluctuations don't hit this nearly as much as they would if you were just in, you know, say Ethereum or Bitcoin or even Uni. So Uni is going to be more volatile, obviously. Typically, at least. The GMX token itself is quite a bit volatile. It's you know, an alt of an alt. But anyway, so GLP is going to be tokenized, and then you're going to be able to use it inside of Sentiment. And I think the strategy is going to be pretty cool. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to, well, first of all, I might move my GLP into Sentiment and use it as collateral. Or I might trade it in for, you know, something like Ethereum, wrapped staked ETH, wrapped ETH, whatever, you know, Frax ETH. And then, actually, Frax ETH I don't think you can get in Arbitrum yet. I think it's just on Optimism and mainnet. But can get Frax. But so what I'm going to do is take a bunch of assets into Sentiment, and then I'm going to borrow against them USDC, and then and I'm going to leverage it pretty heavily, I think, because then I'm going to I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to purchase more GLP with the USDC, or if I'm going to bring a bunch of GLP in and borrow against that to buy something like wrapped staked ETH. I haven't decided which way I want to go yet. I think if I brought more ETH in, there's a higher chance of getting liquidated, but I also think there's a higher chance of getting some good rewards, like long-term gains in particular, when we see, you know, eventually ETH go up. But I'm pretty stoked about it. So looking forward to GLP tokenizing. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but Sentiment broke the news on Discord yesterday. So that's really exciting. Being able to use GLP within Sentiment is going to be awesome. Sentiment has some interesting other things. So when you borrow, or what is it, trade? Invest. That's what it is. Invest. So you can invest in all of these. If you have, I think GLP is going to end up being in here, and that's how it's going to work, perhaps. So so if you have wrapped ETH in Aave, you can invest it here as collateral. And there's APRs that you get within, you know, mostly from the protocol itself. I don't think you're getting any rewards here in Sentiment, but that could change. We could see some voting going on. We could see some, you know, when Sentiment gets tokenized, hopefully when, right? Sentiment gets tokenized, maybe we'll see some convex style, you know, compounding of rewards, bribing, whatnot. So a lot of these are ETH, or curve pools, Aave pools, balancer pools. So if you have, there's even convex already. So convex, so bring in your LP tokens, invest those, and collect the rewards, but also you get the, you can use them as collateral, which is your account value here will go up, and then you can borrow more against it, and then hopefully do well in the borrow trade side of things. So there's an ETH wrapper, trade, Uniswap is built in, as well as Sushi, Balancer, and Curve, which is great. I just think Sentiment's going to be an awesome place to spend some time, especially if we see a token. Pretty stoked about GLP and GMX in particular. Both of these kind of Arbitrum native protocols are making my mouth water, if you will. So, seeing a couple people watching here. Please leave any comments, any questions that you might have about Ethereum, DeFi in particular, anything layer 2, Optimism, Arbitrum, AVAX even, although AVAX is a layer 1, technically it's similar because it's EVM, right? Ronin chain, got a lot of knowledge about as well. In fact, let's go look at DeFi on the Ronin chain real quick. Ronin chain, for those of you who are Axie Infinity people, I know a lot of people who follow me on this channel are Axie Infinity subscribers. So 42% APR still on AXS staking, but the big guys over here, the newest pools are the Ronin pools over in the farm here. I'll close this up so you can see all this. But we have some of the old farms here that are not getting any APR, but we have the new farms are still really, really high. 100% on SLP to RON, 80% RON AXS, and 98% RON USDC. This RON to wrapped ETH pool has been around for a while and has been really, really consistent at over 50% for quite a long time now. There's 60,000 RON given away on a daily basis with a total value locked of $34 million for the RON to WETH pool, which is just massive. I mean, if you're not familiar, the Ronin chain is it was built by Sky Mavis to host the game Axie Infinity, in particular when it blew up in 2021, and they've made it possible to make some DeFi staking and pooling rewards, and they've got a massive game and a massive marketplace where you can buy lands, you can buy the NFT gaming characters, these Axie NFTs that you play with in the game, and they're super cheap right now. You guys, when I bought my first Axies, they were in the neighborhood of $300 a piece. I had to spend almost $1,000 for my first team, and my first team was okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. And but the SLP token that we were winning in game was so lucrative. We were making like $5 to $20 a day in game rewards. And I had scholars. I had 10 scholars playing with Axies that I had purchased. So I had spent, I think I put in somewhere in the neighborhood of $8,000 within a couple months into Axie Infinity in particular. Bought a bunch of Axies, made a ton of SLP, moved a lot of it over to AXS rewards, and I'm sitting on my AXS now, and all my Axies. I've got 78 Axies, and about $2,000 to $3,000 depending on where we're at and with the AXS price and in AXS, and I'm making 42% on my APR on my AXS and waiting for. So the burn mechanism has been going for Axie Infinity for almost a year now, and the new version of the game has come out, and a lot of people are playing. Not quite as many as there used to be because the SLP token has not yet come back to its former glory of 7 plus cents per coin. We're at like 0.3 cents, I think, is where it's at. And so right now, the game is very fun, but is not attracting as many scholars. Although, shout out to my scholars, I've got 3 or 4 that have come back, which I'm pretty excited about as they start to make some SLP rewards. But also in the game now, you burn SLP to create runes and charms that make you give you better chances of winning, and you get AXS rewards at the end of the season based on your the way you play and how well you rank. But then there's also those runes and charms can be purchased and sold in the let's see if I can get to runes and charms in particular. Marketplace. Yes, runes. So runes, the mystic runes in particular, are going for $360. Endless Anger, massive. $360, nuts. $106 for Feather Descend. These all these epic runes, or mystic runes rather, are going for some serious cash, and the possibilities of winning them aren't super high, but they are there. And to just make $5 here and there on selling some lesser runes is not that hard. And then also charms. So if you go to let's go back to the marketplace, go into charms. Where were that? That was oh yeah, here we go. Charms, not quite as high dollar value, but some of them are. Let's see. This is an epic. I don't see. Oh, here's our $12, $30. Somebody's trying to drop the floor out here, but $30 for a charm, which mystic charms are a little tougher to get, but you get a couple scholars going and you split the rewards with them 50-50. Hopefully a couple of them win for you and make a little bit of cash back. So I'm bullish on Axie Infinity AXS tokens in particular, but then Ron, the token that governs their blockchain, has gone up 400% since the beginning of the year. So that's been amazing. Those Ron pools are really doing well. I'm making roughly 2 Ron a day with how much I have invested in the pools between the Ron to Wrapped ETH pool and the Ron to SLP pool. Others are making way more than I am, but I'm sticking with my AXS in particular. I think Ron single-sided staking will be available soon, and that'll be nice to just I think I'll probably convert my Wrapped ETH into Ron and just solo stake, one-sided stake that, and hopefully get an even better APR than 42%. So now let's look at price real quick. So the ETH price is falling. I kind of expected this. I have a couple indicators that I like to use. Trade Confident has this price versus whale money flow and trend exhaustion. It looks really, it looks like a lot like some of the indicators that are built into TradingView, but these are actually on-chain metrics. They're not algorithmic at all, based on actual on-chain data. So whale money flow is a great indicator. This is very similar to what you see at what's his CryptoFace, his indicator. I'm blanking on the name right now. I don't own it, but I watch CryptoFace a lot. His live trading is a great indicator of what's going on. He just put out a live a couple hours ago about shorting, and he had started his short probably back where Bitcoin was at, I don't know. I think he got it right at the top of this peak here at 23,386, and he's shorting, and he's expecting, Bitcoin to drop at least to 25 or 20,500, but yet to be seen. We've gotten the news from Gary Gensler. ETH has not dropped that terribly much. I mean, we were at, let's see, what's the actual number here? We're up at almost 10%. It's a pretty good dump. Could see down to 1,500 by the end of the day. I'm hoping to stay in that neighborhood. I'd love to buy some more Ethereum at 1,500. I'd love to borrow with or purchase more wrapped ETH with my borrowed USDC in sentiment around 1500. So that's what I'm shooting for. You know, as whale money flow goes out, we haven't seen it drop. So I mean, we got this nice little pattern here where it's kind of a ascending resistance line for whale money flow. We'll see if it gets down below this trend line here. We're already in the bottom of the trend exhaustion, so I do expect, you know, we might see a couple bars, 2-3 bars come bring us down to 1500. Could break as low as 1430, but not super sure about that. I mean, I think worst case scenario, I mean, obviously worst case scenario is we go to new lows, but a lot of people, I think, are talking about a fib retracement. You know, worst case scenario, it comes back to, oh, what's going on here? Wrong indicator. Let's go to fib. So we could retrace to, you know, the golden pocket down here. That would bring us back to 13,663. I don't expect that personally, just with so much bullish news and DeFi really coming back. I do expect to see us bounce around 1500 at least. Maybe we bounce and retest 1567, come back down. That's a likely scenario, but I do think we're going to get into our orange box here up over 1700 in the next couple months as we head towards the Shanghai upgrade for Ethereum in particular. We're going to see withdrawals happen, and there's a big debate whether withdrawals is going to be bearish for Ethereum or bullish for Ethereum, and the SEC decision today does throw a wrench into that. Gary Gensler making this comment about you know, staking services. My opinion, though, is we're going to see more TradFi get into staking. I think we may see some large banks start to get into Ethereum, possibly, and get certified, you know, through the SEC to become stakers. And I think they want a piece of the pie, right? I think TradFi is you know, trying to catch up to the boat, and right now they're behind, and they're using what they can on a legal basis, and pushing their influence in DC to get back into the game. And you know, that's how the world works, right? So let's roll with it. You know, I don't think that CB ETH, like Coinbase ETH, could. It's possible it could depeg, but let's look at that. Let's see if we can find an indicator for that. So let's say CB ETH to ETH on Coinbase. Let's add that, and then let's see if we got any other indicators. Uniswap, CB ETH to wrapped ETH. Let's put those both in. Yeah, our pegs are pretty strong. CB ETH to ETH on Coinbase. So CB ETH is interesting because it gains value, right? So this isn't going to be 1-to-1. This is going to be, yeah, this isn't going to be a depegging event, because although look at that candle. Oh, that's nuts. So this is the sort of thing that happens when I mean, that's less than 2% discount, right? So let's see. I think total, that's going to be Yeah, just over 2%, as CBETH is a value accruing asset. People are jumping out of it really quickly, but immediately it's repegged essentially to where it was, back to its value there. In fact, let's go to DeFi Llama and see if I mentioned earlier that CBETH to wrapped ETH was at like 70 something percent as far as trading fees go. Let's see if that's still the case. So let's look for it here. Actually, I think I have to refresh this. So I'll have to refresh and then put in CBETH. Let's get rid of Steph, Frax, Seth, and just put CBETH in here. If it even shows up. Coinbase, CB, it's not gonna even show up. It's annoying. All right, let's go to, I know it's just on the Ethereum chain, so let's clear all. Let's go to Ethereum. So, see if we can find it. CBETH is right at the top by itself. That's the APR on. But let's go to project. Let's go to Uniswap. V3 is where it was at. So let's go to TVLs, or rather APYs. Scroll down. Was in the 70-ish percent. It may have jumped some, so I'm not going to roll too fast. It may have dropped quite a bit too, so let's see. Yeah, CBE to WETH 73.41. Typically it's at 2, like the 30-day average is at 2.83. So if you had CBE and you know, it is rising, so it's possible, although I'm not sure it's going to rise any higher. It's possible that we could see more trading fees if you wanted to dump some CBETH into Uniswap. I did mention that if you're holding CBETH, how you convert that. So let's go into ETH2 on Coinbase is the asset. If you want to sell or send your ETH2, you click this button, and then you can wrap it. So I can hit max. That would be all of my ETH2. It's interesting. So I have 3.04 ETH2, but it wraps to 2.96 CBETH. I'm not sure why that's the case. Probably because the accrual of, yeah, that must be the accrual factor. Where 3.04 ETH2 would come out as a 1-to-1, CBETH is growing in value. So it's wrapping up the accrual. Same, well, dollar amount's not the same. So that's interesting. It says no Coinbase fee, but obviously you're losing, gosh, $150 relatively in that transaction there. So that's interesting. I'm not going to do it. I do think Coinbase has great relations with the Securities and Exchange Commission. I'd be surprised if they shut down their operations. Now, if they did, they'd still unlock at some point. You just wouldn't get the accrual value from now until whenever Shanghai opens. And that's less than 2 months away. So month and a half. I can wait that long if the SEC decides to shut down. I mean, hopefully don't get slashed. I would hope that they would figure out how to do that without getting slashed. Well, they'd probably just hold a lot of extra, I mean, because they can continue to accrue value with all the stake that they have, all the validators they're running. Coinbase would actually go up in value. You might want to buy Coinbase stock at this point, especially if it's dropping today. But not financial advice. Don't take my word for it. But just speculating here that if the SEC were to shut down ETH's or Coinbase staking reward payout in particular, they would get a lot of fees and not be able to pay them out to their CB ETH holders possibly, and could be some significant revenue for them. But anyway, all right, what else should we talk about while I'm here? Anybody got some comments for me? Love some questions. Recent things that I've been working on farming. I did do some transactions in Clipper. Clipper does not have a token yet, so check them out. I think I've mentioned Radiant in the past. I don't think Radiant yet has a token. I haven't done much in Radiant yet. I don't feel like it's super robust, to be honest. Although I could be wrong. There seems to be a lot of features here. It's probably very similar to Sentiment. Radiant. There was something about Radiant yesterday. So lock Radiant for 31% APR. That's pretty good. I feel like they're similar to 67% global daily rewards. Radiant. Okay, so there is a Radiant token. That must be okay. So I'm wrong. Radiant must have a token. Other things to talk about. Check out this. I'm gonna try to link this in the links below. But this is a directories list that I got from one of the Twitter Airdrop followers that I have, and I found some really interesting information. There's a lot to be looked at in here. It's a database essentially of different protocols and so much information. Well, the coolest thing I found in here was all airdrop rumors, and this was a nice Google sheet that you get to look at. There's people here occasionally, a couple currently, and you can limit this by chain, which is cool. So you can click on your chains, filter, etc. And then see what is currently live, like has a token already going, what's farmable, what hasn't been farmed yet, and there's a color-coded guide here. So airdrop ended, airdrop live, snapshot taken, and so forth. English version, French version, lots to look at there. Clipper is, like I said, is one that I've tried to make some transactions on to be sure to get included if there was a token drop. And guys, you can't just do a couple dollars here and there. Unfortunately, you do want to make some volume. So, of course, on like ZK Sync, there isn't much to do yet as far as you're using testnet essentially. So there's not a lot. Can't make some big transactions there, so it's just about using it and trying to use it. It's not relatively easy yet to use, but you can try it. Starknet is similar. Starknet does have, it's in beta essentially, so you can bridge Ethereum to Starknet, but you'll want to do it with the Argent wallet to use Starknet. Aztec, ZK Sync, ZK Snark, Layer 2. This is another one I've mentioned in the live stream before. Does not have a token yet. I'm not sure if it will, but I'm making as much volume as I can on there. I did one thing the other day that I wanted to show you. If I have the tab up, I will do so, yes. So I moved I did some transactions with Lido within ZK Money. So I brought ETH in, transacted with the Earn tab, went to Lido, staked ETH, created some STETH, which ends up looking like wrap staked ETH in ZK Money, and then I brought it into Euler, which you take your wrap staked ETH and you change it into wrap staked ETH, which I'm guessing is a rewrap for Euler, but it's giving me another 1% APY on top of the 6% APR that I was getting inside of Lido. So lots going on. Optimism dropped the tokens. Check out your wallets for that. Let me check my wallet one more time, see if that hasn't shown up yet. Go to Optimism, see if we got any random drop of Optimism rewards. Nope. Not likely for me, unfortunately, but maybe you have gotten your Optimism airdrop and it's worth, $1,000+ worth of Optimism. That'd be amazing. So let's refresh on Vela before I go here. See if it's open now. Connect account. This is the public beta is what they're calling this. All right, requesting signature. This is possible. I think though I need to be on Arbitrum. So I'm actually gonna stop that. I'm gonna go to Arbitrum again. Move over to Arbitrum. And try again here. Requesting signature. This is a good sign. Possibly a good sign. We'll see. I'm going to have to sign in with my Trezor, which always takes a second. And if this is open right now, they're probably getting a lot of traffic. Kind of feels like it's slow. But we'll see here. This is the last thing I'll do before I go, guys. Hopefully I can show you the public beta of Vela live here on the stream. It's taking longer than expected, however. ZK Sync went to like a phase 2 of their testnet. So I tried it this morning and a couple of the apps were down, so it looks like there's some issues within ZK Sync at the moment. So give them some patience as they figure that out. But let's see, what's going on with MetaMask? It could be that my Trezor is slowing down the transaction here. In fact, let's go ahead and try one more time. Connect account, sign in, request signature. Sign. It's gonna pop up. Probably pop my Trezor. Yep, here's the request. Here we go. Confirming. Let me in. Come on, Vela. Let's go. Give this a couple. A little bit more time. Come on. you missed it, I did make a video again also this morning. I made a couple videos this morning. I made a video about staking Lido, ETH in Lido in ZK money, but then I also started a video. I haven't released it yet, but I started a video about how to pause your vault position in Ribbon Finance. So that's another one in my Ribbon series that's going to come out probably tomorrow. I have to wait until the new contract is minted to unpause my position. So that'll be coming out. This is taking forever. Let me. I bet this public beta is getting hit pretty hard. I know this is something that a lot of people are very interested in from an airdrop perspective. This was in private beta. You had to be a certain member within their Discord, have a certain role within their Discord to make this a possibility until today. So here we go. Hey, that's awesome. Who referred me to Vela? That's good. Referral ID. I don't have a referral ID. I'm sorry. Let me go to the Discord. Let's see if anybody's got a referral ID. I'm going to go to Vela, which I believe I'm in. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's over here in Twitter. Anyway, I'm going to skip this. Type my username, all things ETH, of course, and confirm. Oh, I've got a KYC a little bit here, huh? So I'm going to finish the live stream because I'm not going to give you my email address on stream. But guys, jump into Vela. Check it out. Public beta is open. Check your wallets for Optimism airdrop. Check out GMX. Just wait for that GLP to be tokenized. Throw it into Sentiment if you're interested. Sentiment's going to be using GLP. And what else? So much. Farm some airdrops. Watch out for Gary Gensler. And thank you so much for watching, and God bless.